2010 BP oil spill, which followed the devastation of Hurricane Katrina, has led to a situation in the Gulf region that today threatens to strain the civil justice system almost to the breaking point. For many victims, obstructions to legal aid have slowed their recovery and threatened their livelihood.
My name is Michael Joyner. I'm 32 years old, live in Long Beach, Mississippi. I was a drink distributor for about 10 years. 10, 12 years, since I was 19. I lost out on quite a bit of money after the oil spill hit because my route was along the Gulf Coast, the beach, from bridge to bridge.
My name is Tina Copeland, and I was owner and director of Hugs and Kisses Child Development. It's located in Long Beach, Mississippi, and I had been there for about 25 years. When the oil spill happened, it was kind of a slow, it kind of impacted me, not as fast as some people, but gradually, it just started to impact enrollment, and enrollment started to go down. And it definitely was directly having to do with the oil spill. A lot of my clientele worked in the seafood industry, worked on the water, or either worked in tourism on the coast.
Tina Copeland and Michael Joyner are two among hundreds of thousands of claimants along the Gulf Coast, still seeking compensation from a complex settlement system. But they are also part of a larger group of working and middle-class Americans besieged by a sudden reversal of fortune in the wake of the Great Recession. As the collective wealth of more than half of America's adults continues to diminish, their legal problems swell.
A lot of times we're referred clients who are just above our income limit because we're an LSC organization. We do have an income limit. And a lot of times we'll get clients just above that number, and we have to refer them out. Sometimes we're able to, depending on the case, refer them to our partners in New Orleans and Southeast Louisiana who can take their case for free, basically. But a lot of times they are unable to take those cases, and we have to refer those cases to the private bar, which is heartbreaking in some cases because these are claims that for people who make pretty small amounts of money, who have claims for $5,000, $7,000. Not a ton of money, but a lot of money that's could really turn their lives around, especially after going through what they did after the oil spill, often losing their jobs or significantly reducing their income. And referring them to the private bar, they'll lose 25% of that payment, which is pretty huge to someone in those circumstances.
People normally think, I guess, lawyers cost thousands of dollars. I know it's different for what the circumstances are and all that kind of stuff, but when you say the word lawyer, next thing you see behind it is a big dollar sign. And it's I guess it's good that they have people like them that can represent people like me that they might not be entitled to a whole lot of money, but they definitely don't have the money to just go out and pay a lawyer and hire them to do this type of thing.
What I find is the fact that it's not really to cost if they know that they're going to get something out of it or some big number, or if they understand what percentage of what they're going to get is going to be deducted to pay for the attorneys. If they understand all of that, then they'll know that, okay, I can go to an attorney because he's going to guarantee me, or he's going to get me this amount, and he's helping me do my paperwork or anything of that sort. So I know that I have to pay him for it. But what they don't understand is the relationship that they have with the attorney. What can be said, what can't be said, or how they should communicate, or what the attorney is actually doing for them. Because they feel like parts of it is like, oh, I agreed to this, but in actuality I'm doing this, or I was told one thing, but then now they're telling me something else, and I don't understand it. It's because there's a communication barrier.
Another barrier as far as them seeking out legal support is the fact that the claims process was confusing. They weren't exactly sure what type of a settlement they would receive, and so many of the attorneys that were able to help them were having them commit to a 33 and a third or 40% of what they would get in a settlement. And that was very difficult for clients to accept because they were used to making a certain income. As a result of the oil spill, they weren't able to go out on the water at all. So 100% of their income was wiped out, and they're having to take care of their families and sustain themselves for a long period of time on just savings. And as their savings were being depleted, they're saying that at one point in time when I do get the settlement, I don't want almost half of it having to go to the attorney because I need it in order to live.
I think the other part is that there is a level of distrust because when the oil spill happened, there was just a lot of attorneys that were coming in, and this is not a knock against the private bar, but just there was a lot of attorneys that were coming in giving people a sense of false hope, information that was just not exactly how it should have been given to the public. So they were making them feel that, oh, well, you can get a check in 30 days. Well, this process takes a little bit longer than 30 days. So I think just within that, people just developed this distrust for attorneys. So they were a little reluctant, didn't know who to go to, who to talk to, what, are you going to give me the right information if I come and talk to you?
A multi-state collaboration among legal aid organizations has been formed to assist oil spill claimants. Those attorneys dedicated to the project at the Mississippi Center for Justice have seen a staggering influx of moderate-income prospective clients seeking free legal help.
So I think that middle class as well as business owners were not necessarily seeking out information from attorneys in general. Number one was because there was a sense that they'd never been in this position before. This was a disaster that came in and interrupted their pay. These were people that could pay their bills always on time. They were never really in need of an attorney when it came to a situation like this. So I think there was an element of that where they just felt shameful and, a sense of pride, like, well, I don't want to have to go to see an attorney, So, but we're glad that they do finally come in and allow us to assist them because we're able to really give them, help them get the compensation that they're looking for.
I was afraid to go get a lawyer because of the cost. And I was also afraid to file a claim in the beginning because of other people that I knew filing claims and having to pay money back when money was just kind of being thrown around in the beginning. I didn't want to risk my family's well-being or be in debt in the future. I found out about the Mississippi Center for Justice, went down. Mr. Joplin was very helpful. He told me all the information that he needed. I got it to him. He's gotten me information back. And I'm pretty happy with what's going on with the Center for Justice. I think that they've done a real good job.